Hello, my bookish babes. How the heck are you? I hope you guys are doing fabulous today. I'm doing fabulous and I am ready for another bookish vlog. A reading vlog, you know it's my new favorite thing to do and something that I've been enjoying doing. So I hope you've been enjoying watching. Anywho, before we get to the fun of it all, I just wanted to say hello, my name is Summer. If you are new here, don't worry, so am I. So I highly recommend, if I seem like your vibe, to go down and click subscribe and let's be bookish friends. And I think we will have a great time. And yeah, that's pretty much what I have for you today. Let's get into the fun of it all. What reading vlog are we gonna do for this video? Well, I'm very excited for this one, and it's something that I had seen someone else. This is not an original video. Is anything original anymore? Probably not. But I seen another bookish channel do this. In the moment, I'm forgetting the name. I will put it somewhere on the screen. But I was like, ooh, that's very fun. It's been a really long time since I've broken mine out, so I want to have an excuse to break mine out, and that's what we're doing. And yeah, so what is it? We're gonna do a tarot card picks my books. So I've had these tarot cards for, let's say, almost like either 8 to 9 years, I think. I've had them for a very long time. I got them in Oregon in an interesting little smoke shop, and they are quite beautiful. But it's been a very long time since I've pulled them out and used them or even really interacted with them. So what better thing to do than use them to pick out my next books. And yeah, that's what we're gonna do. Okay, let's look at the cards first because they are quite gorgeous. Okay, so they have beautifully sprayed edges and they are beautifully painted, and ooh, I almost dropped them all. They're hand painted, they're quite big. I don't know if that's common for tarot cards. Yeah, so let's shuffle these up. I think I'm gonna pull 4. And I think, yeah, I think I'm gonna pull 4. And we will, I'll probably have to pause in each pull to reacquaint myself with said card. And we're going to go off the vibe of the card, the meaning of the card, and kind of go from there. So we're gonna pull one at a time, and yeah, that's what we're doing. I'm also gonna try to pick as many books off my physical TBR and maybe try an attempt to put a lot of the books from my what I want to read in 2025, and also, or the 25 books I want to read in 2025, that video, and also my spring TBR video. The one book that I'm going to try my hardest to get onto this TBR list from my cards, however I can make it happen, hopefully, we're putting that energy into these cards, is a Spellshop. Gosh, let me go grab it because I forget the name of it. Hold on, I was right. It's really just called the Spellshop. And this one is by Beth Durst. And I really just feel like this gives me all the spring vibes, so I really want to read this in spring. And so I'm gonna try really hard to get these cards to make that happen in this video. Okay, so let's shuffle a little bit more. And now that you know the only book that I really want to attempt to get on to the TBR, hopefully we can make that happen. And drop a bunch of cards. And yeah, okay. I am a great shuffler, but I don't want to bend these cards at all. They're just too pretty for that. So we're shuffling kind of the silly way, I would say, but I do really want them shuffled. And I'm trying to like feed all my energy to help me accomplish the one goal I have for this video. And let's do it. Okay, we have our deck and we're gonna pull the first card, and then I'll probably pause and like reacquaint myself, because this is like a beginner's deck, which is nice. It came with a full like guidebook to help you understand like all the cards and how to do a tarot reading and everything, so that's nice. Okay, first card. It's gonna be upside down. Six of Water, and it says memories from your history or childhood, issues regarding children, romanticizing the past. Okay, Six of Water. Memories from your personal history or childhood have resurfaced for a reason. Perhaps there's an old issue you still need to resolve, or your memories could be a sign of what is yet to come. You may reconnect with a friend or romantic partner from your past. New acquaintances may feel like familiar old friends because of karmic connections. The effect of children on this situation could be important. Childlike innocence or lack of guilt is also indicated by this card. Additional meanings of this card: inheritance, gifts, reunions, sharing, kindness to or from others, romanticizing the past. Okay, Six of Water. That's an interesting one, and we're gonna think on it. I'm gonna pull the cards, then we're gonna think on it, and I'm gonna start to like, and I'll put the cards into the thing so that we remember where each one was. Let's pull the next one, also gonna be upside down, which if you are doing a tarot card reading, I think if a card is upside down when you pull it, it reverses the meaning a little bit. I think, I could be wrong. Like I said, I'm a very novice and it's been so long. Let's see it. And ooh, this is an actual number card, and this is gonna be Release, Archangel, Azrael. That's fun. The end of a phase or situation, spiritual transformation, time to move on. Okay, 13, Release. Release. This card signifies that it's time to move on because this project or phase of your life is now complete. There's no benefit in remaining in this situation. Instead, shake off the old and welcome the new. You may experience a sense of relief at this ending, or there may be some sadness. Either way, it's time to leave that which you've outgrown. Take your time in adjusting to this change in your life. If not necessary to rush ahead. Be kind to yourself during this period of transition and seek the support of friends and family. Additional meanings of this card: innovative positive change, facing your fears, relationship transition, spiritual evolution. Archangel Azrael heals your heart when changes and losses bring about grieving. Call upon Azrael to help you move forward fearlessly and let go of the past. Okay, that's an interesting one as well. Card number 3. What is it? This one is forward facing or up facing, whatever. And this one is King of Fire. Okay, motivational, idealistic, ambitious, charismatic. Focus, focus, focus. Communicate with the vision and be a leader. Advice from someone creative. Okay, love that. Let's go to it. King of Fire, right? Yeah. Situations: focus, 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 and full steam ahead. Devote your energy and time to task at hand. You're in a position of leadership and you inspire others with your enthusiasm. You may also receive advice from someone who excels at creative solutions. People, a natural born leader with great charisma, charm, and flair, often the head of a business or organization that allows him or her to be innovative and accomplish great things. Creative, idealistic, ambitions, influential, motivational, professionalism, theoretical. Am I saying that right? I don't know. Additional meanings of this card: an entrepreneurial venture, speaking in front of a group, the courage of one the courage of one's convictions, making a difference. Okay. So we've got the Six of Water, the King of Fire, and Release, the Archangel of Azrael. Last one, upside down. What is it? Oh, perfect. So two suits of elements and two number cards. This is 15, Ego, Archangel Jophiel? You tell me. You know I'm not good with names. A false sense of entrapment, being overly focused on material things, negative or fear-based thoughts. Ego. Number 15. The angels want you to know that the entrapment you're feeling isn't real. This card indicates that a lot of your feelings are stemming from anxieties that aren't based in reality. So give your fears to God and the angels. Ask for their help in adopting a more positive perspective on this situation. This card also indicates that you're focused upon the material things in life. Heaven acknowledges that you, like everyone, have physical needs. However, your attention to accumulate of possessions is out of balance. Reassess why you want to acquire these items. Perhaps you are trying to fill an emotional void with which material objects could never do. What you're really craving is inner peace through a spiritual path. Additional meanings of this card: refusal to face the truth or take personal responsibility for the situation, addictions, trepidations, dependencies, excessive debt. Jophiel, whatever, is the archangel who helps us experience beautiful emotions and think beautiful thoughts. Call upon Jophiel whenever you need a boost in how you feel about yourself, your life, and world. Okay, these are all very interesting cards and meanings to connect to some books. Now, what I'm thinking here, like I said, I really want to get the Spellshop into this TBR. And I think I'm gonna reread the synopsis real fast, but I think I may have an idea for it. Yes, I think I'm gonna do this. I think the cards did come to me the way I needed them to. I just had to think. Okay, so the Spellshop, I think I'm gonna do that as the Six of Water card. And hear me out. The Six of Water is memories from your personal history or childhood that have resurfaced, memories that signs have yet to come. You may reconnect with friends or romantic partners from your past. New acquaintances may feel like familiar old friends because the effect of children on this situation could be important. Childlike innocence, that's what I'm getting. Childlike innocence. This book is all about like the fantasy, look at this cat on the cover with its wings. The little blurb on the back is, this was a good place with kind people who cared about each other. There was a unicorn in the woods, mermaids in the coves, and the best raspberries she'd ever tasted. And there was Laren, ... So I'm assuming there's a romance. I'm assuming there's childlike fantasy almost, because it is, like I said, a fantasy, a Spellshop book. It takes a village to open a heart and just one man to steal it. So I think this is the perfect book for that. So we have one of our books, and that is gonna be for the 6 of Water. And I think I'm gonna use these as my bookmarks to remind me what they're for. So the 6 of Water and the Spellshop, first book. I think the cards came to me the way I needed them to in this moment. And I might be reaching, but I don't think I am. And a lot of these I am probably gonna be reaching. I think this actually connects very nicely, so I like it. I'm so happy that I got this because I really want to read it before spring ends. And we're getting close. It's about to be May. So summer is just right around the corner. So that is on our TBR. Perfect. Now we have 3 more that I have 0 clue what I want to do. So I'm gonna pause this video, think on it, and I'll be back. Okay, I'm back. That actually didn't take me as long as I thought it was going to, and on top of that, I got books all from my spring TBR, so I'm pretty happy about that. So let's start from the first card we pulled, which we kind of already know, 6 of Water, and I explained to you why I picked the Spellshop for it, and I think it is the perfect pick. Childlike wonder, childlike innocence, that feels very fantasy, but also a new like romance, a new man in her life, and it takes a village to open a heart and just one man to steal it. So I think that's perfect for this one. So that's the first of the 4. The next one we pulled was Release, which is basically the end of a phase, transitioning and kind of just releasing something in your life. And I went ahead and picked Wild Side by Elise Silver. This is the 3rd book in the Rose Hill series, and the reason I'm picking this one is because this is a this is a enemies to lovers book, but she's also dealing with an extreme loss in her life, and also trying to fight for her nephew's future and life, and she chooses to kind of do something that she doesn't want to do to help that. And I think it's going to be a lot of releasing that old chapter of that loss in her life, and releasing that and realizing that that is unfortunately the end of that era in her life, and things are going to change for her with a little bit of love as well. So I'm very excited. I've been looking forward to reading this one, and now I have a fun reason why. So those are the first 2. On to the next, which was The King of Fire, and that is basically focus, 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 communicate with a vision, and be a leader, advice from someone creative. Now, I think that this one is the perfect pick for this card, and let's call her Barbie, babe. This one is going to be a nonfiction. It's all about the start of Barbie, so the creative idea behind Barbie, how she blew up into what she is an icon now. So I think it is beautiful and the perfect pick for that card, and I'm very excited to read this. And it's a library book, so I really need to get it read. And then the last card we pulled was Ego, and I thought I got them out of order for a second. But yes, the last card we pulled was Ego, a false sense of entrapment, being overly focused on material things, negative or fear-based thoughts. This is literally the perfect book for this card, I feel like. Rouge is all about a lady who kind of starts to freak out about her beauty and her beauty standard and what that means for her as she grows older. It's about makeup, it's about fashion, and it's about possessions, and just ego. So I couldn't think of a better book to add or to read for that card, and I'm very excited. So those are the books that we are gonna be reading in this reading vlog, and you guys, they're gonna be a lot of fun, okay? They're all a little bit different too. So there it is. The Spellshop, Wild Side, Let's Call Her Barbie, and Rouge. And this is very exciting for me because they're all books that I've been looking forward to reading, all books on my spring TBR, and most of these books, I think other than this one, are all on my 20 for 25. So we're killing it. We're killing it. And yeah, so I guess the next time you see me, I will be picking up one of these books. I'm not sure which one. It's either gonna be Let's Call Her Barbie or the Spellshop first, because those are the two that this one's a library book and I really need to read it to get it returned. So it's probably gonna be Let's Call Her Barbie. Yeah, okay. Let's go then. I'll see you there. Bye. Hello, friends. Okay. So, I'm gonna do something a little bit different. I think I'm gonna be reading both of these at the same time because this one, well, I've started this one. I'm on page 31. I thought this was a nonfiction, but it's actually not. It's a fiction, a historical fiction retelling. So, it's based on the true story of how Barbie was made, but it's not actually a nonfiction, if that makes sense. And I could have seen that on the side, and I just didn't realize. But I'm enjoying it so far. It's told like a story instead of facts. So yeah, I'm having fun with it. I'm not that far in, but I'm having fun with it. But I also really want to get to this, and so I feel like I could just read them kind of at the same time wherever my vibe is taking me, because this one is still like about something like how do I explain this? It still is kind of like a nonfiction because it's telling us about Barbie and how she was created and what that story was like. It's still more of a story than I thought it was gonna be, but this one is going to take me into a fantasy world, a totally different world, something not real. And I love it, you know, that's why I love to read. So I think I'm over explaining this anyways because it doesn't matter. But I've started this one, I'm gonna start this one too. We're gonna kind of read them all around the same time. And yeah, that's the plan. Okay, so yes, we shall get this journey going. Shall we? I think we shall. Okay. I'll see you when I'm reading one of these, or both of them. Who knows? Hello friends, don't mind the hair, I just got out of the shower and I'm outside letting it air dry. I'm about 30% through the Spellshop, this gorgeous book, and I cannot tell you how much of a perfect pick it was for the Six of Water. Memories from history or childhood, issues regarding childhood, or romanticizing the past. This book is so whimsical, so child-esque, but adult, like healing your childhood kind of thing. I feel like I really what's it called? Manifested that card, because that was the book I wanted to read. That was the book I was like, I must put on this TBR, and I was like, hopefully I can fit it in, and it was the first card I pulled, and it's literally perfect. So I'm really enjoying it. Very low spice, very, very whimsical and cozy, just a cozy, cute fantasy that I'm just really enjoying and having a good time with. Yeah, so that's where we're at. I'm gonna continue to read it and update y'all, and I'm still reading Let's Call Her Barbie. I'm not as far along in that one, only because it is, even though it's a fiction retelling of a non-fiction story, it still reads like a non-fiction, so you know, those take a little bit longer in my personal reading habits, but I'm still really enjoying that one as well. The whole story of how Barbie became, and the idea of her, and just the reason they did what they did with her, and her shape and her size and all that, I really am enjoying seeing. And as someone who literally grew up on Barbies, had all the Barbies, had all the accessories, had the house, the car, everything. I just was obsessed with Barbie. It's a really fun read. So yeah, now we're outside just letting the cats be cats and explore the backyard, and maybe we'll pick up the books again and read a little bit, or maybe we'll just enjoy this weather. We'll see. Yeah, but that's the update. I will continue to read and I will check in soon. Okay. Hello, my bookish babes. Okay, so I'm about 44% through the Spellshop. I took the dust cover off. You can't see anything because the sun. Our AC is not working, so it is incredibly hot in this house. But yes, I'm about 44% through, and I will let you know. This is the most whimsical, adorable, fairy tale-esque book ever. It is so cute. It is just full of all the whims, okay? And I'm really enjoying my time. My hope for the cats with wings being more part of the book is still hopeful. I really hope that we get more cats with wings, but we'll see. We are getting a much more variety of whimsy fairy tale creatures that I wasn't expecting, but I'm not upset about. So that is the update. That's where I'm at. I'm lying in bed trying to be not as hot as I am, and yeah, it's Texas, so you know, their summer starts early, and it's May, and we're at almost 100-degree day today, so yay us. Yeah, that's the update, and that's a horrible angle. I'm gonna continue to read and I will check in soon. Good morning, friends. Okay, I've got my coffee. Cheers. And I have some updates. Last night, I finished the Spellshop. Let me put the dust cover back on. Last night, I finished the Spellshop by Beth Durst, and it was so cute. I gave it 3.5 stars. It was so whimsical, so adorable, so low stakes, and just, we were chilling and having a good time and just living our best whimsical, cute life. Very low spice, actually 0 spice. Still super adorable, super cute. My one thing is I do wish that we had more of the flying cats. Well, cats. Because I'm a cat person and I just would have loved more of them. So that's okay though, that's just like a silly little complaint. Other than that, super cute, really enjoyed it, and it was the perfect pick. I'm telling you, the perfect pick for the 6 of water, because not only was it like childhood, whimsical, like healing story, but also it was on an island full of water. It took place on an island in the water, okay? So this is a true manifestation. I said I wanted to read this one and I wanted to pick a card that made it work, and guess what I did? So there was that. We have completed the first book in this reading vlog and we loved it and enjoyed it and had a really good time. So there's that. Yes. Okay, let's put her back so we don't lose her. Back in. Boop. There she goes. And let's move right along. Okay, let's give you another update. Let's call her Barbie. I'm not that far in. I'm on page 48 still. I did finally find the audiobook so that I can read and listen along. This one, I think I'm just gonna be doing that while reading the other books. It's not that I'm not enjoying it, I am enjoying it, but it's not just about Barbie. It is about Barbie, but it's about it is really more about Ruthie and Jack and their lives. Those are the creators of Barbie, and what was going on in their lives as they were creating Barbie, what the world looked like, yeah, their ideas behind Barbie and all that stuff, but also just what was happening in their personal lives. So it's not that I'm not enjoying it, it's just not exactly what I thought it was going to be about, but I'm still going to keep reading because it's well written and I'm interested. So that's the update on that. We'll just be listening while we continue to read throughout our reading vlog. And then by the time we were done with the other 2 books, we should be pretty far along on this one. Now, remember, this one is for the King of Fire, right? Yes, King of Fire, motivational, idealistic, ambitious, and charismatic. That also fits this to a T, okay? They're ambitious, they're idealistic for sure. They're all of the people in this, including Barbie herself, are charismatic. So that was a great pick for this one too. We'll continue to read to that one, but now we need to start one of the other 2 books, but which one shall we do? Let's do a quick refresher. The other 2 books are Wild Side by Elise Silver and Rogue by Mona Awad. Let me tell you something. These books could be not anywhere, they're far different is what I'm trying to say. This one is by Release Archangel Israel. The end of a phase or situation, spiritual transformation, time to move on. This one might not fit this one quite as well, but This is like a enemies to lovers, fake marriage, and like also what we know of the female main character in this, Tabitha. She's going through a deep personal loss. So I think it kind of fits. I'm very excited for this one. I ate the other two up. When I tell you I ate them up, I ate them up, okay? So I have been looking forward to reading this one for a while because we know the tension between Tabitha and what's his name? Rise. Weird. That name would have been nothing to me a month ago. So I am very excited for this one. But then we also have Rouge by Mona Awad. I feel as if Mona Awad to me is just whatever she writes I will read because of Bunny. Bunny was so good, okay? But Rouge, oh my god, I'm calling it Rouge, but it's Rouge. How long have I been calling it Rouge? It's Rouge because it has to do with makeup. That's hilarious and so on brand for me. Anywho, Rouge by Mona Awad is about, oh, let's see, what card is it for? Oh yes, it's for Ego, the archangel of Jophile, a false sense of entrapment, being overly focused on material things, negative or fear-based thoughts. I think that's the perfect pick for this one because it is all about the beauty standard, the aging in the beauty standard, what one woman will do to stay what she feels beautiful. So yeah, those are our two choices right now. Now the question is, which one do I start first? Okay, I wasn't sure up until this moment, actually, but this is what I'm thinking. I'm thinking because after this reading vlog, I have another reading vlog I want to do, and it's going to be heavily, spoiler alert, romance. So, I think I'm going to read Wild Side first, then Rouge, because it'll give a little break between romances. So that's that. We are starting our journey on Wild Side by Elise Silver, and we're gonna jump into Tabitha and Rise's story, their fake marriage, which spoils, I'm pretty sure it's gonna be what turns out to be a real one. And yeah. So the next time you see me, I will be picking up this and I will be giving you my thoughts. Okay, I will see you there. Hi, listen, I'm not that far in. I'm on chapter 4, page, oops, 23. So very much not that far in. But let me tell you, if this sister did what it's seeming like sister did, no excuses. That is so devastating. Oh my gosh. Okay, so I don't think that this is spoilsies per se, but if you know the Rose Hill series, you know that Tabitha's sister, but also in the start of this book, the trigger warnings, it talks about it, but Tabitha's sister passed away due to an overdose. And I have had family members who have been in active addiction and understand that they do some weird and shady and sad shit, but in the first 4 chapters, I'm like, I don't understand it. I'm confused, lost, and concerned on why her sister would do such a thing. And I'm annoyed. I'm like annoyed. But okay. I guess we shall keep reading and try not to judge too fast too soon, but I am judging her even though she's a fictional character who in the story is not alive. So what does that say about me? I don't know, but I'm just saying judgment. Okay, I will check in with you soon. Bye. Hello, we meet again in my bathroom. You guys, I'm gobbling this book up. I'm gobbling it up. I'm already 58% through and I'm loving it. Eliza Silver, you know how to write, Ben. Just the sweetest. Oh, it's good. It's good. It's so good. Okay, honestly, I wish I didn't have to put it down, but I have to go to work, so I have to put it down. But like, I wouldn't be putting it down if I didn't have to. Just saying. That's the update. Hello, friends. I have finished Wild Side, and the way this book had me in a chokehold, I'm not joking. Honestly, Eliza Silver just does it for me. Every book I've read of hers since picking her up, literally at the beginning of this year, obsessed. I eat them up. I gobble them up. I'm obsessed, okay? I know some people, like review-wise, said that they weren't the biggest fan of Rise and his storyline, and they didn't understand it, I guess. But to me, it made perfect sense with childhood trauma and even Tabitha's story with dealing with a family member who, you know, doesn't go down the right path always and struggles with addiction, and then having to deal with the aftermath and stuff like that. I just related to it in far more ways because I have a sibling who, you know, has dealt with addiction and understands. I understand that, you know, addiction is a lifelong thing. And yeah, I just really connected with these characters in a way that I guess some people didn't, and they didn't enjoy it. I really enjoyed it. I really, really love Eliza Silver, and I just cannot wait. They set up the next book in this series, which is going to be Wild Card, and very interested in that one and can't wait to get into it. It comes out in September, so we're excited. But yes, Wild Side was amazing. I 5-starred it. And as far as the did it match the tarot card, I would say it did. I mean, it was the end of a phase for both him and Tabitha, both Rise and Tabitha. It was a spiritual transformation and basically time to move on because they were both figuring themselves out but forgiving their past. She was forgiving her sister and allowing herself that time to heal and not be okay with what her sister did, but understand it, forgive it, and move on. So I think this was a perfect book for this tarot card. So far, 2 of 2, we're nailing it. That is done. And now we are still in the middle of Let's Call Her Barbie. I'll be honest, I have not picked this up since I started this. This was everything I needed and I just couldn't put it down. And then we'll also be going on to Rouge by Mona Awad. And so yeah, before I pick this one up, I'm gonna try to get a solid chunk of this one going, because like I said, I'm only on page 48 in this. So I wanna get a solid chunk of this finished and completed, so that before I pick this one up, because I do want to get this one back to the library as soon as possible so other people can enjoy it. So that is the plan. We're going to focus Let's Call Her Barbie, and then we'll jump into Rouge, and I will update you very, very soon. Okay, that is all for now, and I will check in soon. Okay, see you then. I fear a DNF is in our future with Let's Call Her Barbie. And I'm sad about it. It's just not what I wanted. I've been reading this since the beginning of this vlog, and I've gone through 3 other books while also trying to read this one, and I'm only on page 70. And I even got the audio for this to read along with, or to listen while I read along with it, but it's just so slow and so like repetitive in a way, and it's not really focused on Barbie. It's focused on the people who made Barbie, which is fine. I knew that was going to be part of it, but I really wanted to know about Barbie and why she became an icon and why she was what it was. But it's just the thought of it reading almost 400 pages is like exhausting, the thought. So I don't know, I'm contemplating, because it's like 2 vlogs in a row there's been a DNF, and a DNF with Barbie, not the Barbie DNF. I'm sad about it, but I'm just bored and tired, and I'd much rather read something else, and I think that is a huge sign that I'm not having a good time. And this is the year for DNFs, so that I don't put myself in a book slump. And here I am, like, forcing myself to pick this up for the vlog, but also for Barbie. But the whole time I'm just like, why don't I just go buy a Barbie doll? Yeah. I will say, as far as the tarot card pick, King of Fire, motivational, idealistic, ambitious, charismatic, nailed it. These are people that were motivated. Down below it says focus, 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 communication and vision. I mean, hello Barbie. Hello Barbie. They made Barbie, and they really went through it with this doll to get her into existence. They are very charismatic. They are very, you know, you kind of have to be in that business, because you're networking with people, you're doing a lot of talking, you're convincing them on an idea that is unheard of and kind of like, for its time, very, I don't know, like taboo in a way. A doll to have boobs was a wild, wild thing. So I nailed it on its pick. I'm just not nailing it on enjoying reading it. So I don't know if cause like I keep turning the speed up on the audiobook too, but the narrator is just not my fave. The book speed is not my fave. So I'm just not having the greatest time. I'm not having the greatest time. So that's where I'm at. And it's due soon. It might be due now. It might be due today. How I'm feeling. So I think at the moment, I'm thinking it's a DNF. Just because I am only 70 pages in on reading. I started this, let me find out. Goodreads will tell me. May 7th. It's the 22nd today. So just over 3. Yeah. Over. Hold on. Is that 3 weeks or is that 2 weeks? Ugh, that's rough either way. Just over 2 weeks. I just saw a review that said an interesting fiction. What did it say? Non-fiction? What did it say? An interesting historical fiction about the creators of Barbie. Oh, he even said I enjoyed this, or she even said I enjoyed this once it got going, but the start was rather slow. Okay, yeah. That review told me what I needed to know. So it's official, I'm DNFing. This is not the book I thought it was. I really thought it was going to be Barbie focused. And it is not. So that is okay. I'm hoping that this is something that could eventually be in an adaptation for Netflix, or even something I just go and research on my own. I was misunderstanding what this book was about, and I threw it on my TBR just randomly because I saw that it was coming out. So I should have done a little bit more research, but that's okay. We're not judging ourselves. We're accepting our choices. So sorry, let's call it a Barbie, but it ain't it for me. It ain't it. It is gonna go into the DNF list. Probably a hard DNF. I don't ever see me picking it back up, and off back to the library it goes. And I guess on to Rouge. Let's do it. I'll see you then. Hi friends. Okay, so today we went and drove like 2 hours to get a truck. So fun. Anyways, I went while my mansies was dealing with the truck stuff. I went to this cute little bakery. It really wasn't a bakery. It was like a diner, and had some French toast, and I brought Rouge with me, and I got maybe 6 pages in, so I didn't get that far. Anyhow, I so far am liking it because it feels very, like, the prologue felt very dark fairy tale, like if we were in a horror fairy tale. And you know what? I like that. I enjoy that, and I think that's fun. Anywho, I am going to take a bath, and I got this bath. I'm hoping it's bubbly, okay? It's Dr. Teal's Kids Sensitive Skin 3-in-1 Bubble Bath. Oh, it's a body wash and shampoo. This shit's not gonna be bubbly. God damn it. Okay, it's oat and milk. I'm so sad. My heart just broke. Actually, you know what? It smells good though. We're not gonna get our heart broken with this one. Instead, we'll do our last bath bomb, our tie-dye bomb. This is gonna be the last Target bath bomb I ever buy, or at least it's gonna be the last da bomb. God, the fact that I even bought these. This brand, never again. The Barbie one pissed me the fuck off. Anywho, I'm gonna take a bath. I'm gonna do this tie-dye bath bomb. I'm going to read a little bit more of Rouge by Mona Arward. I'm gonna light a candle, and I have some water, and yeah, I'm just gonna vibe in my bath and hang out. Rouge is going to be for Archangel Jophiel. Beautiful. A full sense of entrapment, being overly focused on material things, negative or fear-based thoughts. Yes. I'm sorry, but my tarot card pull and book pick, I am chef's kiss nailing it. Not to toot my own horn, but to toot my own horn. This is gonna be perfect pick for Rouge because of the vibes. Okay, I'm gonna set that down so I don't get it soaked in the bath. I'm gonna put that over here. I'm gonna light a candle and I'm gonna start this bath. I'm gonna read. And I might check in with you again tonight, but if not, I'll check in with you soon. Alright, see you then. Don't buy these. These are just not worth it. Okay. Okay, so last night I got to part 3 in Rouge, and I will say that it got weird. And like, listen, this is Mona Arward we're talking about, so of course it got weird, but it got weird in a way that I was unexpected. Like, I was not prepared for the type of weird it got, so I'm kind of just like so confused on where this story is going and why this part just happened. So yeah, I'm gonna try and get as much read today as possible to hopefully, I don't know, finish it, but we'll see. I'm a little less than 50% the way through, so I'm right there about. And yeah, like I said, I'm still enjoying it. This last chapter, the last chapter, I was like, what are we talking about here? What is going on? So it just like threw me for a loop. But we're gonna get back into it and see what that brings us. Okay, check in soon. Hi friends. Okay, so I got to part 4 and you know, it still took a turn for the weird, and a weird that I was unexpected for me, but we are still chugging along and we're still enjoying it. This is a very unique book that touches on a little bit of grief, but mostly it touches on the relationship and generational trauma passed down between mother and daughter. And also, I think I could be a bit wrong on this, but I don't think I am. A bit on mental health as like a child who starts to become pretty envious and angry with her mother, and the reason behind that envy and anger. So I am still into it and still enjoying it and still liking the dark gothic fairy tale vibes. It is a interesting retelling of Snow White in a way. Not quite though, like it doesn't fully give Snow White vibes, but it is an interesting, has those undertones to it. I thought this was gonna be more on the beauty standard, as there is a lot of talk of the beauty, like products and being obsessed with your skincare. It is, to me personally, more about generational trauma being passed down from mother to daughter. Because in this story, we are kind of learning the story of Bella, the daughter of, how could I forget her name? Because they call her daughter of, well, I can't remember her name right now. But Bella is the daughter of this lady who was, you know, very promiscuous, very all about outward appearances and stuff like that. But she also, from Bella's memories, seemed to have tried to shield her daughter from that. But unfortunately, you can't really do that when you yourself are obsessed with it. So her daughter then grows obsessed with it. But we're getting also touches of the mom, who seemed to have some generation trauma from the grandma, who also, like, there's been comments where she was so beautiful, but she let it all slip away, you know, like when the daughter asked, well, what happened to grandma, pretty much. her mom says, well, she let it all slip away, or she gave it all up, or, you know, so it's like generational trauma. So it's an interesting book on that to me. It touches a little bit on grief. It touches on the beauty standard, but really I think it's a strong story on how the beauty standard can affect a mother and daughter's relationship and how that can affect someone's entire life. So we're on to part 4. We have 2 more parts to go, so part 4 and 5, I believe, and we're about 58% of the way through, and yeah, we'll just keep on chugging along. We got like 178 pages left, and so I will check in, I think, at part 5 to let you know how I'm feeling at that point. And yeah, there's something very strange happening within the story that like is kind of like I'm very confused about, and like how it's gonna tie in completely. If you've read it, you know, Tom Cruise, what? But yeah, so that's where we're at, and I will check in soon, all right? I thought there was 5 parts, there's actually 6. I'm on part 6. And there's something about the last couple parts that I'm not loving. I'm not loving it. I can't quite put my finger on, like, well, I know what it is, but I'm trying to figure out how much that it plays into the ending of the story. So I'm hoping not much, because I'm hoping that, yeah, I don't know why it's part of the story or if it really matters. And it's not what I originally was confused by Tom Cruise. I'm still confused by that. Answers have not been given, but hopefully part 6 will hold the answers that we need for that, at least. But yeah, this last part, the last couple parts had a religious theme in it that I'm just not loving. I'm just not feeling the connection to the story in any way, or why it was really needed, I guess. So there's that. But we are chugging along. We are, like I said, on part 6, and we have about that much to go. We're gonna finish Rouge tonight, today. Let's do it probably right now, here in a few minutes. But yeah, that's the update. That's how I'm feeling. So overall, the start of this book was very strong. It was exactly what I thought this was gonna be. Beauty standards, beauty obsession, mother-daughter, like generational trauma, and just like cult-like vibes. Then we hit a part where I was like, what is actually happening? And what does this religious part have anything to do with it? And to be honest, it might not have anything to do with it. It might have just like drove the story along a little bit. But also like Tom Cruise is still here and I'm still like, what the fuck is happening with that? And yeah, so that's where we're at. That's where we're at. At the moment, I'm sitting at probably gonna be a 3-star for me. Unless the ending blows me away. But if the ending just sucks the soul right out of me, 2 stars. So we'll see. Mona Awad, this is still a weird as fuck, just what I expected from her kind of book. So there's that. But yeah, let's finish this up and I will check in with you very, very soon on my final thoughts. Hello friends, I have finished Rouge by Mona Awad, and I will tell you that in the end I gave it a 3.5. Once it wrapped up, in chapter 32 it almost got me. I teared up, okay? Mother-daughter like bonds and forgiveness and just mother-daughter stories always gets me a little bit because of the relationship I have with my mom. We're super close, so yeah, that's something that always like really gets me. And the way this one, what ends up happening in chapter 32, it just it was very sweet and very healing for Bella, I think, and hopefully the mom. but yeah, so I think that the reason it didn't get a 4 for me is because there are some storylines, hello Tom Cruise, that did not fully get wrapped up. Like what was that. What was that? Excuse me, what was that? I still don't know, okay? But did I enjoy it? Yes. Like I said, in the second to the last, no, that's not how you say it either. Part 4 and 5, I was a little like, what's happening? But it became full circle in part 6, which made me happy. And I was saying how with the whole religious theme, I was kind of confused. That also became full circle because, you know, generational trauma. So I understood what was happening there once it fully clicked in my brain. Duh. Yeah, so 3.5. And did I fully think that it went all the way into the beauty industry? No, I more think that this is a book about generational trauma, specifically with mother and daughters. And a little bit of grief. Definitely touches on grief, for sure. Now, as far as our tarot card, we picked this one for ego, and the Archangel of Jophiel, a false sense of entrapment, being overly focused on material things, negative or fear-based thoughts. This was literally perfect, and honestly, I have to say, for my tarot card pickings, I nailed it, okay? This is literally perfect because I feel like it touched on all those, like false sense of entrapment, being overly focused on material things because they were a very beauty standard, beauty outward appearance, and negative or fear-based thoughts. They all got themselves in this mess and cult-like thing because of their negative thoughts. So we nailed it. Let's recap, shall we? We did have one DNF, and it was for the King of Fire. Let's call her Barbie. And let's be fair to myself, I could have finished it. Maybe I should have. I just personally thought this was going to be about the iconic Barbie. I thought we were going to touch more on Barbie than the people who created Barbie. So I went into that not exactly knowing what it was that not understanding the real story that I was getting into. So that's the reason I DNF'd it. It wasn't that I wasn't like enjoying it, it's just not what I wanted to read. So I DNF'd it, but I still feel like if that's your type of storyline, if you want to learn about the creators of Barbie, the scandal behind some of the things that happened with the creators of Barbie, and a lot less of Barbie, then Let's Call Her Barbie is probably the book for you. It did nail the card because what is it? King of Fire, motivational, idealistic, ambitious, charismatic. You kind of have to be all those to be a creator of a freaking toy that was so new for its time, so unheard of, and was really taking a risk then. The other one was Release, the Archangel of Azrael, the end of a phase or a situation, spiritual transformation, time to move on. That one I read with Wild Side by Eliza Silver, and I feel like also nailed it. They were both dealing with certain types of grief, and also trying to, you know, let go of their past traumas and their past situations and letting themselves move forward in life without feeling guilty. So, and we know how I felt about that one. I loved that one. Like, Eliza Silver, you could do no wrong, and I was obsessed. Ate that one up. And then the first one we started with was Six of Water, memories from your history or childhood, issues regarding children, romanticizing the past. We read Spellbound, or Spellbook. Oh, what did we read? What's it called? The Spellshop by Sarah Beth Durst. And yeah, this was definitely, it was so cozy, so just cozy and warm and spring vibes and just, you know, very fairy tale-like, childlike, and very childlike. Also touched on memories from childhood because she had some repressed memories from her childhood. The main character, she goes back to her home island, and also it was all about water, baby. So it was like the perfect card. So honestly, nailed my picks. Happy with that. I would say this vlog was a success, even though I had a DNF. It was just a personal DNF for me, not the book I thought it was. I wanted to know about Barbie, okay? Not that I don't think the lives of the other people were not going to be entertaining, and not that I didn't touch on Barbie, but it didn't touch on Barbie enough, okay, in my personal opinion. That's my opinion, okay? But that is a wrap on this vlog. Thank you so much for being here, and I'm so happy that we did this because I had a lot of fun, and I look forward to doing it again. We got some books knocked off of our TBR list, so that's a good thing. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed yourself. Let me know down below if you've read any of these books, what you thought about any of these books, or if you want to read any of these books. Okay, yeah. And then I will see you very soon in the next one. Goodbye.